Sorry guys, I was backstage. I wasn't quite ready yet, but I'm ready to go now. All right. So let's go. Let's get a couple people up on stage. Who wants to come up? Doesn't really want to do too much, but like just wants to be part of something tonight. Anybody? This is your chance. Come on up. I need about 3 or 4 people. This is 2, 3 or 4 people. Come on up. I see you guys talking. So we're gonna talk about. You guys are gonna help me with something really simple. You're just gonna kind of reenact. We're gonna go tropical since it's getting cold now. We're gonna go a little bit. Yeah, come on up. Everybody, give them a round of applause. Anyway, we're gonna go to a little more tropical setting. Let's go maybe down to Florida. Let's go down to Key West. And often I've traveled a lot across the country the last couple of years, just like floating around. And I'm always asked like, what's the most influential thing that happened? And the best day of my life was the worst day of my life, and you guys are gonna help me be on a boat. Sound good? So, whoa, we're on this boat, oh yeah, we're out in Key West, now we're snorkeling. Come on, get your little snorkel on, and like you're looking at these little dory fish, and you're swimming, and you're in this reef, and you're just like, I can't believe this color blue everywhere, oh my god. And you're swimming, and you're out of breath, and your friends will get back on the boat, and you're just like, I'm gonna see how long I can swim. How long can I paddle, and how long, yeah, and then you're like so exhausted if your body's not used to swimming in the first place, so you're like, and you're up at the surface, and then you're back down just like loving it, and you look and you're like, that looks like a shark. No, you're like, that's a shark. You go to the top, you're like, oh my god guys, there's a shark, and you're up at the top and you're like seeing it come closer, and you're like, oh, there's a shark, and everybody's like, ah, and you're 12 feet away, but 12 feet is a million miles in water. So you're like watching this thing come underneath you, and it's a big gray old mass, and it goes underneath you. And so you're swimming like this at this point, and your little legs are pulled up, and your one arm's in a fist, watching it, like, because you know, punch a shark in the face, and it should let you go, I've been told. So that's what I'm doing. My little man self is swimming like this, and ready, and it comes underneath me, and this is the moment I'm like, fear shut off, and I'm like, bring it on. And I switched, and at the moment I felt that, I was like, bring it on, and it swam away. And I got out of that, I passed out on the boat, and I was horrified and so scared, and then, so that was conquering my fears. That's why that's one of the best days of my life, although it's so horrifying. So we're on this boat, and we're like, yeah, let's go to this island, and I'm passed out, so I'm just like, that's fine, do whatever, like, do whatever at this point, I don't care. We go to this island, we're hanging out, and they're like, all these boats are lined up, and girls are dancing. Come on. So all the ladies are dancing on the boats, and I'm like watching all these people, like, I can't believe that this is real life. Like, this is real life for people. And I'm just like seeing little sand crabs on the ground. Oh, it's beautiful, right? I've seen these little sand crabs on the ground. And it's the first time I saw that. I saw like mangroves, all those roots coming out. It's like the entire side of the island was all just like roots. It wasn't even sand or ground. It was just earth. And I'm like, this is so beautiful. It's my first time in like the most brilliant blue you could ever see. So here I am, and I'm like, I just survived a shark attack almost, or sort of. I don't even know what it was. It was 7 feet long, like 6.5, I mean, compared to my body, it was long. And I'm like walking around like a hero at this point, like, thank God. So I'm on this island, and this storm starts to come in, and we're like, okay, well, my friends float off on this big thing, and then we have to go out and get them after they've been floating for a while. We like just let them wander for fun, and we went and got them. And then as we're hooking them up, I look and I'm like, what is that? And it's a tornado coming out of the sky, connecting into the ocean, and I'm like, ah! And they're like, no way! And it was a rain spout, which is apparently very common in the tropical waters. I had no idea. I'm like, I'm a survivor. What is that? So like, I watched it come down and connect, like that. So now I'm panicked, looking at the sky, and my friends are like, yeah, go closer, and I'm like, I will kill all of you, and take this boat back to that island. And so I finally convinced, I have video of this, I finally convinced them to go back to the island. We go back to the island, they're like, oh, this is bad, the shrimp boat's leaving. So that's not a good sign apparently, because they endure everything, and when they leave, you're done, you're screwed. So now we're all dancing, and I see the storm coming, and I'm like, oh my god, and now it's my third biggest fear, a storm on the ocean. So then we're hiding behind this thing as the waves are slapping up, and we're like, ah! And so, best day of my life, I conquered my biggest